never have entered here. Qing Xiaoyi timidly said, but brother, I don't want to cultivate. The way the elders look at me scares me. It feels like they don't see me as a person at all. The cultivation world is too cruel and heartless, I'm so scared. Qing Feng comforted her, Xiaoyi, don't think too much. Qing Gij is useless, unable to protect you or give you a carefree life. The young girl suddenly hugged him. Brother, don't say that. Brother is the best to Xiaoyi, I know. He just softly hummed in response. In his arms, the little girl whispered, if the elders hadn't shown up that day, we could have followed young Master Chang'e. Xiaoyi thinks young Master Chang'e is different from others. Silly girl, someone like young Master Chang'e probably wouldn't even remember our names. Don't hold any fantasies about him. We are not from the same world. He rubbed the girl's head. Qing Xiaoyi covered her face and ran off. Brother, what are you talking about? I wasn't fantasizing. I just want to repay him someday. Qing Feng watched her retreating back, silently sighing. Without power, in the end, we can only be chosen by others, to be manipulated. Qing Feng stood before a door and gently took out a small green bottle. He used magic to lift the bottle in his hand from his sleeve. No matter what, brother will definitely protect you well in the future. Gu Chang'e arrived at Elder Wang's place, causing the people nearby to stir. Young Master Chang'e. Wow, his demeanor is extraordinary. I think even among the top 10, young Master Chang'e would be in the top 3. Elder Wang laughed, I didn't expect young Master Chang'e to come today, what is the matter? Elder Wang. I'm waiting for someone. The old man said, could it be young Master Chang'e's fiancée, Princess Mingkong? On the other side, Yingxiang stood beside old Mo and suddenly looked at Gu Chang'e. What's going on? He squinted his eyes. Gu Chang'e. Last time, you suffered a great loss in his hands. Now we're at the True Immortal Academy, we have their backing, don't worry. Yingxiang's expression darkened. I understand, old Mo. On the other side, he was still laughing with Elder Wang. There's no way, Mingkong insisted on making me come pick her up, acting like a child throwing a tantrum. The elder laughed, I see, young Master Chang'e and Princess Mingkong really have a good relationship. Young Master, please feel free. I'll continue to select disciples for the academy. Please. On the other side, Yingxiang's ranking was 5,100, and he silently thought, is it just my imagination? Why do I feel like he's observing me? Chang'e stood there, watching Elder Wang leave, silently thinking, it seems you've already accepted your new identity, becoming the heir of the demonic arts. With the elder from the Supreme Immortal Academy by your side, you must be part of the demonic arts organization now. He then revealed a sinister smile, changed his appearance, and continued to look for support. Did he think that this would stop me from killing him? Princess Mingkong and the Golden Eagle descended from the azure sky, causing a stir as they landed before Gu Chang'e and the others. That was Princess Mingkong of the Wushuang Immortal Dynasty, with imperial talent. She was truly peerless, no wonder even someone like young Master Chang'e would wait here for her. Mingkong paused for a moment and lightly landed before Gu Chang'e, asking, Gu Chang'e, were you waiting for me? He calmly replied, what else? Everyone here can testify for me. The surrounding people also echoed, that's right. Princess Mingkong, with imperial talent, young Master Chang'e has been waiting for you for a long time. Chang'e lightly placed his hand on Mingkong's shoulder and looked at Elder Wang, asking, Elder Wang, does Mingkong still need to be tested? Elder Wang laughed, of course not. She wondered, has the sun risen from the west? The people around looked up at the sky, pointing and exclaiming in surprise, Master. Master Nine-Headed Lion. It's from the Jin Chan Temple of Mount Buddha. That Jin Chan actually crossed the burial magic abyss, and he's also one of the top 10 of the god rankings. This commotion made Mingkong and Chang'e turn to look at the sky. A man in monk's robes was riding a nine-headed lion. Once again, the air was filled with voices discussing, crossing the burial. Magic abyss? That's terrifying. What kind of monsters are these top 10 on the god rankings? People were talking in a frenzy. Soon after, Jin Chan landed. I didn't expect to see both Chang'e and Jin Chan from Mount Buddha today. Both are in the top 10 of the god rankings. I wonder who is stronger. Upon seeing Jin Chan, Gu Chang'e immediately stepped forward and greeted him, saying, "Brother Jin Chan, it's a pleasure to meet you." Mingkong looked at Jin Chan, and many questions flashed through her mind. After the eruption of the burial magic abyss, it seemed like he perished within it. Since Gu Chang'e sealed the burial magic abyss, there hasn't been any news about Jin Chan. I remember in my past life, he cleared someone's suspicion of inheriting demonic powers, which made Gu Chang'e resent him. Jin Chan held a prayer bead in one hand and made a bow with the other, saying, "Amitabha." Jin Chan greets young Master Chang'e. As soon as he finished speaking, the nine-headed lion roared fiercely. Chang'e asked, "What does this mean?" Jin Chan looked at the nine-headed lion and reprimanded, "Do not be rude." Then he introduced, "Its name is Shan Jing, and it's extremely sensitive to the aura of good and evil. It's probably..." Mingkong glanced at Chang'e, who was pondering while stroking his chin. He said, "Is that so?" Chang'e turned to ask Mingkong, "Have you done anything bad recently?" Mingkong froze when she heard that. Jin Chan immediately expressed his sincerity, saying, "A mount is just a mount, it doesn't understand etiquette. Please do not mind it." Chang'e smiled lightly and said, "It's no trouble. No harm done. I've heard that Mount Buddha is mysterious and powerful, but I've never had the chance to experience it. How about today?" Before he could finish, Chang'e suddenly moved, charging toward Jin Chan, saying, "Please, brother Jin Chan, give me some pointers." Jin Chan was shocked by the sudden turn of events and exclaimed, "Young Master Chang'e." Jin Chan quickly retreated, and the two of them chased each other in midair. Shan Jing also appeared furious. People around watched the scene and discussed, "What's happening? Why are they fighting all of a sudden? Oh my god, the two experts from the top 10 of the god rankings are fighting." Chang'e used Shan Jing's head as a stepping stone, stepping forcefully on it, shouting, "Get out of the way." Shan Jing instantly slammed face first into the ground, letting out a painful roar. Meanwhile, both Chang'e and Jin Chan soared into the air. Mingkong's expression was cold, and she thought to herself, "If you are a reborn person, you would probably choose to secretly kill Jin Chan, right?" She continued to ponder, "Looks like I was overly concerned before." At this moment, the three stood in front of the Xiang Hall, coming to pay their respects. Xiang pushed open the door and exclaimed in surprise, "What? Gu Chang'e is going to fight Jin Chan?" Song Fan sneered as he reported, "Exactly." Xiang Tianjun, as soon as Jin Chan arrived, Gu Chang'e immediately attacked. "I see that he dares to bully even the monk, and if he meets Tianjun, it might be." Xiang disappeared instantly, thinking, "I need to take this opportunity to see his true abilities. After all, rumors are just rumors." Song Fan was shocked and hurriedly shouted, "Xiang Tianjun." In the sky, Chang'e and Jin Chan were about to engage in battle, and the people around excitedly rushed to watch, shouting, "Hurry!" The clash of the top 10 on the god rankings. Chang'e confidently said, "All right. The audience is quite a lot. Brother Jin Chan, please." Jin Chan also responded calmly, "Since young Master Chang'e insists on a spar, then." He suddenly opened his eyes and softly said, "I apologize." Jin Chan immediately cast a spell, striking at Chang'e. Chang'e was bound by Jin Chan's spell, but he still calmly said, "Mount Buddha's ultimate technique, East Heaven Curse." The people watching this scene broke out in a cold sweat and pointed at the sky, shouting, "East Heaven Curse of Mount Buddha." It said that once hit by this move, it's almost impossible to escape. Is young Master Chang'e going to lose right from the start? That is. Chang'e began to channel his internal energy. Even though he was restrained, he still looked at Jin Chan and said, "There's an opening." "Brother Jin Chan." An attack rushed towards Jin Chan, and he exclaimed in shock, "This is the void talent." Chang'e instantly closed the distance with Jin Chan and directly struck his Zhen Shui acupoint. Jin Chan closed his eyes and endured the blow. A flash of light suddenly flickered, and he said, Jin Chan shed his shell. Jin Chan's body instantly disappeared, leaving behind many prayer beads. Chang'e was surprised and said, "Buddha beads." The Buddha beads began to crack open, and from each bead emerged a Jin Chan clone, quickly surrounding Chang'e. He said, "Chang'e, at this distance, your magical tools and techniques are probably useless." Chang'e noticed the situation and grinned slyly, replying, "I see. It's not a flaw, it's a trap to lead me in." "Too bad." The clones immediately attacked Chang'e. Meanwhile, a huge explosion erupted in the air, and the onlookers exclaimed, "What happened? We can't see anything clearly. It seems that Jin Chan's Arhat clone technique was broken. How is that possible?" All of Jin Chan's clones dissolved in one strike, and Chang'e continued using his ultimate technique to strike at Jin Chan's real body, forcing him to retreat. Jin Chan was stunned, thinking, just now it was. Chang'e raised his fist towards Jin Chan and said, "If brother Jin Chan doesn't show his true strength, you're going to lose." Jin Chan continued to ponder Chang'e's move, reincarnation power. He recalled the moment when Chang'e used a powerful ultimate technique, instantly destroying all the clones. Jin Chan thought, in an instant, my clones seem to be frozen in time. He even made dozens of moves. Jin Chan clasped his hands together, and a golden Buddha appeared behind him. He thought to himself, if we're at close range, the sealing spell won't work. I can only. Jin Chan used the power of Buddha to directly attack Chang'e. Just as the Buddha's palm was about to strike, Chang'e used another ultimate technique, shouting, "Very good." In an instant, the Buddha's power was shattered by Chang'e. He thought to himself proudly, with the added attack power of the White Tiger Genjin, my sword god, I can defeat gods, and even Buddha. Jin Chan seemed to have exhausted all his magical tools. He sighed and said, I lost. Jin Chan is no match for Chang'e. Chang'e accepted the result with satisfaction. The onlookers couldn't help but exclaim, Jin Chan lost. So fast. Chang'e is so powerful. They are both top 10 experts, but there's such a huge gap. Ziyang watched everything from a distance, and he thought with worry, Gu Chang'e is too dangerous. Even if I intervene, I'm afraid I wouldn't have much chance. I must find a way to warn Dao Xian Shimi. He looked at the helpless expressions of the surrounding audience, thinking, this person, so strong and confident. It's not unreasonable, he is the only heir suppressed by Yu Tianjiao. Jin Chan and Chang'e slowly landed. The crowd shouted Chang'e's name, Chang'e. Chang'e is mighty. Ming Kong glanced at Chang'e and said, poor Jin Chan. He became your stepping stone. Chang'e smugly replied, to survive after fighting with me, he's lucky, don't you think? Shan Jing was still dizzy from the kick earlier. He held his pain and cried, while Jin Chan sighed and comforted him. Ming Kong returned to his residence, feeling restless, his mind full of doubts. Sure enough, Qing Xiaoyi has joined the True Immortal Academy. In the previous life, she was called the Immortal Demon Body, Qingyi Immortal. Ming Kong gently stroked his chin and thought, but after she became a true immortal, she suddenly disappeared. She must have been harmed. I don't care about her end, but if I remember correctly, what I care about more is the vase her brother holds, the Palm Heaven vase, one of the 7 great Palm Heaven artifacts. The 7 great Palm Heaven artifacts, possessing unmatched power, are hidden somewhere in the world. It is said that these 7 artifacts are the keys left by the Immortal Palace. She took out 2 heavenly 7 sticks, and Ming Kong coldly looked at them, thinking, now I already have 2, I must get the Libra stick as well. The scene from 3 days ago when the True Immortal Academy closed played out. A voice asked, name. Immediately, someone responded, Gu Xiener. It was Elder Wang asking, and he looked at Gu Xiener and continued, "Are you Xiener from the Chongqing Gu family?" Xiener widened her eyes in surprise and asked, "Do you know me?" The people behind her were also surprised to see Xiener there, exclaiming, "Gu Xiener. She is Gu Xiener." Elder Wang chuckled and said, "I know Gu Chang'e, no need to guess, you can go in." People in the distance started discussing when they heard Xiener's name. She is the younger sister of Chang'e young master. I think she's just a cousin. I heard that recently, Chang'e young master has been waiting outside for Princess Ming Kong. After all, she's his fiancée. Xiener tightly closed her eyes, feeling displeased. While handing food to the Qing Gu, she said, "What does he mean? He welcomes Sister Ming Kong but not me. Is the wife precious and the sister unimportant?" Suddenly, someone approached Xiener and said, "I am Song Fan. I was curious when I saw junior sister. I wonder if I could have the honor to meet you." Xiener froze for a moment, realizing it was Song Fan. He, along with two other disciples, approached Xiener, obviously with ill intentions. He said, "Why don't you answer? Do you look down on me, Song?" One of his disciples interjected, "Junior sister is new here, she should learn some rules. For example, here, you must listen to senior brother Song." A trace of disdain flashed in Xiener's eyes as she replied, "You guys? I think you're just a bunch of stubborn old fools." De Qing suddenly spoke, "Go look for dung." Xiener smacked her lips and responded, "De Qing, the outhouse is over there, with a lantern lit." Song Fan and his disciples were enraged by Xiener's words and immediately made a move. Song Fan shouted, "Attack! Teach her a lesson." One of his disciples sneered, "This ignorant little girl, will make her understand the cruelty of the true immortal academy." The two of them simultaneously activated their magical tools to attack Xiener, shouting, "This little girl needs a lesson." Suddenly, a purple energy descended, blocking the two disciples' attack. An angry shout rang out, "How dare you!" It was Zi Yang. He landed lightly and said indifferently, "How can you be so arrogant in broad daylight? Did you come to the true immortal academy to bully your fellow disciples?" Xiener silently watched. Zi Yang looked around at Song Fan and his companions with disdain, then said, "You're tarnishing the reputation of the true immortal academy, embarrassing our disciples." Seeing Zi Yang, Song Fan and the others turned pale with fear, exclaiming in terror, "Zi Yang Tianjun. He is ranked 10th on the list, how could he be here? Quickly apologize." The three immediately knelt and kowtowed, begging for mercy, "Please, Zi Yang Tianjun, spare us. We won't dare again. We won't bully junior sister anymore. Spare us." Zi Yang chuckled lightly, turned to Xiener, and asked with concern, "Junior sister, are you all right?" Xiener crossed her arms and confidently replied, "I'm fine. I don't need your help, I can handle it myself." Zi Yang suddenly laughed loudly, saying, "You're so confident, does that mean I'm unnecessary? I'm Zi Yang, descendant of the Purple Mansion. I don't know how to address junior sister." Xiener wondered to herself, why does everyone at the academy always ask for names? It feels strange. Zi Yang smiled bitterly and said, "If junior sister doesn't want to tell me, that's fine, I respect you." However, he thought to himself, as expected, she's still such a cold Taoist disciple. He turned to face the three and waved his sleeve, angrily reprimanding them, "If I hadn't been passing by, you would have made a big mistake today. Enough. Don't let this happen again." Scram. The three nodded repeatedly, "Yes. Yes. Thank you, Zi Yang Tianjun, we won't do it again." As they stood up, an eerie smile appeared on their faces. Suddenly, a low voice rang out, "Hold on." The three, drenched in cold sweat, saw someone standing in front of them. Gu Chang'e had appeared. He said indifferently, "Did I allow you to leave?" They stammered in fear, Gu Chang'e. Chang'e looked around